I just got one of the best things I've ever gotten. I got the Oculus Quest 2. It's a VR headset that's all standalone in one. That's comfy. So what I just showed you right there was the Oculus Quest 2. It's a standalone VR headset that you can take anywhere. It's a fully portable VR headset. So we are getting closer to that Ready Player One style of gaming, which is awesome in my opinion, because I love the idea of the Oasis. Now, the Oculus Quest is very unique for a VR headset compared to others. Now, if you have one for your PC, if you have a regular one for your PC, I'll put up a diagram here if I can find it. You have two lighthouses, which they're called lighthouses. You have two boxes up, either hung up, put on tripods, hung up on the wall, whatever. You have two lighthouses that are parallel to each other, directly in front of each other. Not parallel, but staring at each other, and then staring down at you, the player, with a headset and two controllers. And if you stay inside those lighthouses, it detects your motion and sends it back to the PC, and then you can play. But with the Quest, it's all built in. The sensors are built in, everything's built in with these 4 cameras, or sensors. Now, there are, especially with something like the HTC Vive, which is, we also have it down here in IT. This is my personal one, by the way. This isn't ours down here in IT. This is my personal one I brought from home. Which we have down here in shop, which is called the HTC Vive, which is one of those with the lighthouses, and you have to set it up. There's more of a setup process. But the perk of doing it on the PC, is having it access your Steam library, and that you can play more games with it. There's actually more of a library on Steam than there is in the Oculus Store, which we'll get to in a minute. Now, when you get the Oculus, when you get the Quest, it comes with the headset, two controllers. Now these are the new touch controllers by Oculus. Now, how they work is they have touch sensors in every single one of these buttons. So you don't even have to press them, and they will activate. So in some games, you don't even have to press them, and they will activate. So the way you hold them is that you have a big trigger up at the top for your index fingers. You have a smaller trigger down at the bottom for your middle fingers. For for other hand motions, would be like putting down your other 3 fingers. This one would be putting down your pointer finger. These one would be putting down your other 3 fingers, so like this. So just say I were to press, it would be like this. It would be this, or this, or this. It would, depending on the game, it would do different hand motions. There's thumbs up. There's a bunch of different stuff that you can do, and then even on the buttons here, there's A, B, and X, Y, and there's also tiny little thumbsticks on the controllers, and they run pretty well too. And then also in the box you get a charging brick and a power cable, Type C. It's Type C to Type C, which is newer, obviously. So I don't know how many amps it is or how many volts it is. I don't know if it's fast charging or not. It personally doesn't matter to me, as long as it charges properly, which is just fine. So you don't need to use this charger. You can use any old Type C charger to charge it. It's like a phone. It actually does use a phone processor, a Qualcomm Snapdragon. I'll put up the specs if I can find them, or the GPU and the CPU specs and all that stuff. So, and then I don't have the box with me because I got the carrying case for it, so I can take it from place to place without feeling bad about just carrying this box. It's about this big. This, like I said, is the second version of the Quest. So the first version was slightly less powerful, obviously, and had a completely different headband. It had a softer plastic headband instead of this stretchy, elastic type material for it, and some of the features on it's already pre-built for glasses. So see, my glasses can go on just fine, and I can pull it over, and there we go, it is on, and there's nothing wrong with it. And I know I look a bit goofy, and everyone looks a bit goofy in VR headsets, because how VR works is it shows a stereoscopic 3D image, like you see at the older 3D movies with the red and blue, and then you put on the glasses, and it pushes the two pictures together, giving that 3D effect. It's the same thing with this. You have two lenses that are, I wouldn't say perforated, I would say more, they look, I'm gonna put this in terms that everybody can understand. It's a wobbly lens. It's a lens with rings, it's a lens with rings in it. It looks wobbly. But when your eyes adjust, it becomes clear. So it's essentially, they're tiny little magnifying glasses. And put a finger front the lens, of course. So essentially, they're tiny little magnifying glasses that magnify on a smaller screen that force your eyes to put the picture together, and then it becomes one image, and it becomes more clear in 3D and all that stuff. So, and then there's also motion tracking and all this stuff in it, so you can look around, and it's not just a picture that you look at. So, 3D VR is becoming more adaptive by the month, by the year, by the day, even, and not being accustomed to VR is a pretty weird thing, because if you're not accustomed to it, you will, and I'm telling you, if you don't have a strong stomach, you will get motion sick, especially in fast-moving games, because your eyes are moving, but your body isn't, so your body goes into this weird sick state where it'll be like, oh, I'm getting car sick, but you're not actually in a car, if that makes any sense at all. And then it's all running on its own, and then back to the headset. It's all running on its own operating system based off of Android. And I know that it runs off of Android because I tried to do some stuff on it that broke the terms of service, but we're not going to talk about that. So there's, inside of it, there's everything that you need for VR. So there's, or on the operating system. So on the operating system, I call it the Oculus OS. I don't think it's called that, but that's what I call it because I like saying it. So in the Oculus OS, there's a storefront, there's your apps, and then there's like a bunch of different settings you can do. Now, I'll throw up some footage of it. It's not my footage. I will credit whoever's footage it is in the corner. It's not my footage because I don't know how to record it in home yet. And once I do, I will figure that out. Once I do figure that out, I will start using my own footage. Now, as you can see, there is some. It does look a bit weird, but in front of you is a window with basically your recommended games. So on mine, I have some of the best games right now. I have Five Nights at Freddy's VR, Help Wanted. I have Fruit Ninja, I have Super Hot VR, and I have Beat Saber. Those are probably the top 4 games on the Oculus Store right now, except for Fruit Ninja. Trade that in for Job Simulator, and you got probably the 4 top games on there right now that's both on Steam and on Oculus, because there are some Oculus originals, like, for example, the Vader's, I think it's Vader's Empire, Vader's Quest, something like that. And there's 3 episodes to it, and you actually use a lightsaber, like it feels like you're using a lightsaber in real life. It's pretty cool. And then there's also multi-platform games like VR Chat, the FNAF VR, Super Hot, and Beat Saber, and Job Simulator and all that stuff. It is also on PC, so if you get a VR headset on PC, you can play that. But unfortunately, there are a couple of drawbacks with having a VR headset standalone like this instead of having it connected to your PC. It may be less powerful, which is, for some people it's a big deal, for me it's not. You can't connect libraries. So just say you have those multi-platform games, you cannot connect it to your PC, and then those games will transfer over to Steam, and then you'll have it on both. That doesn't work like that. So if you get a new VR headset, you'll have to buy them on both, which is unfortunate. But you're probably buying this for the sake of not having to spend a lot of money on the headset and the PC, or you may not just have a lot of space in general. So this is also great for not having a lot of space, by the way. I don't have a lot of space in my room at home, in my bedroom, and I can still play this perfectly. So some other great pros to having a Quest compared to a regular headset is that it's portable, completely portable. You can bring it to a relative's house and show your relatives and have them try it. You can bring it to school like I did, and actually don't bring it to school, actually. This is a very expensive product. Because if you're not in a situation like me where I'm in a section around technology, like in a trade school or something like that, don't bring it to school. I don't want anybody getting in trouble. Now, you can also bring it places like an airport, because you can watch movies and stuff on it, so you can bring it to an airport. You can do all this stuff with it, and you can bring it basically anywhere because it just fits in a small little case like this. It fits in a case like this. You put it in there. This isn't the official case, by the way. I bought a third-party one. You put the headset here, the controller's here, and then you just close it up, zip it, and it's a hard plastic case for your headset so it doesn't damage it. And there's just a bunch of general stuff that you have to do. Another drawback with having a Quest, unfortunately, is that if you don't have a Facebook account, you definitely have to make one. Now, making a Facebook account isn't that difficult, but if you just make a Facebook account, don't use it. But if you don't feel great about Facebook, I suggest just, if you're not feeling that great about Facebook and don't want to use it, just make the Facebook account and don't use it. Don't log into it anywhere else. Just use it for the Oculus only, because what sucks about it is that a Facebook account is required, which I don't understand, but that's okay. Now, we're going to talk about some of the features on the headset itself. Now, like I was talking about before, with the head strap here, it is a much more malleable, elasticy fabric than the first version, which was a hard plastic kind of web that went on the back of your head. But now it's a soft plastic thing you just pull over, and then you can pull these to make it tighter, push them to make it loose. And then there's a strap on top that you can pull to pull it up on your face. Now, while wearing the headset, and I know, yes, I look silly, but on the headset you have a power button on the side here. You hold it for a couple of seconds and it turns on. You have a charging port and a headphone microphone jack, so you can plug in, say, a headset and use a proper mic and headphones. And then on the bottom here is a volume control, because yes, there are headphones in that. I will get to that in a second. There are headphones in this, and then there are two small microphones, because yes, there are also microphones and headphones in this. And one cool thing about this is that these arms here, they move, so I can just push this up. I can just rest it on my forehead like that. And yes, I know that you look weird doing this, but just say, someone comes in, your friend, something like that, they come in and interrupt you, you can just pause the game and then flip your headset up instead of having to take it all off and fix your hair and stuff like that. You just flip it up and then look at them. So that's a pretty cool feature. So back, I don't know why I put it down, back to the little headphones here. I don't know if you can see them, but there are small little black indents here. These are actually speakers or headphones. And according to Oculus, it took them a couple of years to design this, and to design these headphones, and they work how your ears work. So, you'll hear certain things, but, if you walk away, it'll get quieter. If you do this, the sound will move closer to this ear and then away from this ear, stuff like that. It's just the Doppler effect, that's what it is. So they put that in there to actually function how your ears work. And what's really cool about this innovation of the Quest is that line in between reality and virtual reality is becoming blurrier by the year, which is awesome because I'm really excited for the future of VR, especially for books and movies like Ready Player One, that gave this idea of a huge open world, massive online multiplayer game where it's just all these people together playing together and you can make friends and all this stuff. That's what I want the future of VR to be, not the outside of Ready Player One, because I don't know how people would react to that, but in the sense of the Oasis and like VR in general, that's what I want the level to be. I want the level of VR to be that, to be Ready Player One level, because when I saw the movie and I read the book, I was astounded about how in-depth it was and how awesome it sounded. So I would love that. Hopefully, in the next, say, 10 years, VR will get to that point, hopefully. And I know I didn't bring anything on the board that much. That's because it's all going to be pictures and, actual hardware. So I'm gonna draw a little mess. I'm gonna write a little message for you guys before I leave. VR is good, and I'm excited for the future. And that's basically all I have for you guys today. I would play some games, but I don't really have a way to capture it right now. So, yeah, I will try that maybe. I don't know. So, like, comment, subscribe. Follow us on Instagram because we have an Instagram now. And that's all I have for you guys today. I'll see you in the next one.